Washington Nationals versus San Francisco Giants. The Nationals head to the Bay Area to take on the Giants in Game 2 of their weekend set. Both teams appear to be out of the playoff picture and are likely gearing up for an offseason aimed at solidifying their rosters. The pitching matchup in Game 2 of the series will feature Nationals righty Brad Lord, 3-6, 3.43, taking on the Giants' Carson Whisenhunt, 1-0, 380, 4.35. The Nationals have sunk to the bottom of the NL East standings, looking at another last-place finish in 2025. It has been a tumultuous season, with the team firing both its manager and general manager before the All-Star break. Expect several more changes from this team in the offseason as they attempt to return to the competitive organization that won the World Series in 2019. The Nats have lost 4 of their last 5 games, including a 6-0 loss to close out their series with the A's on Thursday night. Starter Mitchell Parker went 5 innings and allowed 6 hits and 4 runs to take the loss, continuing a trend of inconsistent pitching that has plagued Washington all year. The Nationals can only play the role of spoiler down the stretch, well out of the playoff chase. They'll turn to reliever-turned-starter Brad Lord in Game 2 of this series. The righty is 2-6 overall, with an ERA of 3.42 and a WHIP of 1.23 in 38 appearances, including 9 starts. He has 1 quality start in that time. Lord has allowed 71 hits in 79 innings of work, including 6 home runs. Lord has walked 26 and struck out 65. The Nationals have lost 3 of Lord's last 5 starts, and he'll need sharper command to avoid trouble against a lineup capable of punishing mistakes early. The San Francisco Giants had high aspirations for a playoff berth, if not a division title, when they completed a blockbuster deal in June to acquire Red Sox slugger Rafael Devers, hoping his bat would energize the offense. However, things didn't unfold quite the way the team envisioned, as inconsistency and injuries led to them becoming sellers at the trade deadline. Still, they remain within striking distance of a wild card spot and have shown signs of life lately, winning 2 straight heading into Friday night's series opener. The Giants have taken 3 of their last 4 games, including a gritty 4-2 victory over Pittsburgh on Wednesday night. In that contest, Dominic Smith broke open a 2-2 tie in the 9th inning with a clutch double, propelling the Giants to their 2nd consecutive win and keeping their faint postseason hopes alive. The Giants enter this series sitting just 1 game over the .500 mark, fully aware that a strong finish down the stretch is essential if they want to keep pace in the crowded playoff race. On Saturday, they'll hand the ball to promising young left-hander Carson Whisenhunt, who will be making only the 3rd start of his major league career. The 24-year-old has shown flashes of poise in his limited action, posting a 1-0 record with a 4.35 ERA and a 1.16 WHIP through his first 2 outings. Over 10.1 innings of work, he's allowed just 8 hits, though 2 of them have left the yard, highlighting the importance of keeping the ball down in the zone. Whisenhunt has issued 4 walks while striking out 7, and his ability to command the strike zone will be key against a lineup capable of punishing mistakes. With the Giants' bullpen being one of the more reliable units in the National League, San Francisco will be looking for Whisenhunt to give them quality innings early, setting the tone for a game they can ill afford to let slip away as the playoff push intensifies. The Giants still have a fighting chance to earn a wild card in a crowded NL playoff field, but the margin for error is razor thin. They'll need to start bunching together series wins and cannot afford a hiccup against a poor Nationals team that has struggled mightily in recent weeks. Whisenhunt has looked solid in his 2 starts this season, showing good command and the ability to keep hitters off balance, which should help him get his team into the later innings and save the bullpen. The Nationals season is sinking fast, with 3 losses in their last 4 games and their offense has been inconsistent, scoring 3 runs or fewer in 5 of their last 7 contests. Starter Lord is 0-3 on the road this year with a 4.15 ERA, including 5 starts and 14 road appearances, and Washington has dropped 3 of his last 5 outings. The Nationals are also an abysmal 14-34 during the day this season, a trend that does not bode well in this matchup. San Francisco's urgency, combined with home field advantage and the opportunity to gain ground in the standings, makes this a critical game they should take care of, especially against a struggling opponent. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Giants ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Cleveland Guardians versus Chicago White Sox. The Cleveland Guardians, 59-55, and the Chicago White Sox, 42-73, will play their second of a 3-game series on Saturday in the AL Central. The first game of this set was played on Friday night. Cleveland holds a 3-1 lead in the season series. Cleveland plans on starting Joey Cantillo, 4.37 ERA, with Chicago sending out Sean Burke, 4.23 ERA. The playoff race in the American League is heating up, and the Cleveland Guardians are doing what they can, helping their case with a recent sweep of the Mets in New York. Cleveland is second in the AL Central, 6 games behind the Tigers, and 2.5 games ahead of the Royals in third. More importantly, they are 1.5 games out of the final wildcard spot. In their last game against the Mets, Cleveland got a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning from Angel Martinez in the win. Martinez batted second in the lineup against the Mets while playing center field. The 23-year-old is in just his 2nd season in the league and has added 10 home runs with 40 RBIs while batting .234 at the plate. Jose Ramirez is still their most productive hitter. He bats 3rd and is leading the team in most offensive categories. Ramirez is their 3rd baseman who has contributed 23 home runs, 61 RBIs, 32 stolen bases, and has a .296 batting average, all team highs. Kyle Manzardo is another power hitter. He was out of the lineup in their last game, but played the first 2 against the Mets. Manzardo has 18 home runs and 49 RBIs on the season. Joey Cantillo will make his 7th start of the season, but has made 21 other appearances out of the bullpen. He has a 4.37 ERA to go with a 72-30 strikeout to walk ratio. In his last start, Cantillo pitched 5.2 innings while giving up 4 earned runs in a loss to the Twins. The Chicago White Sox are coming off a West Coast road trip that did not go well. They lost their last game in Los Angeles against the Angels, then lost all 3 up in Seattle. The White Sox are not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yet, but will be knocking on that door soon as they are 19 games out of the final wildcard spot and have the worst record in the American League. In their last game against Seattle, the White Sox lost in the bottom of the 11th from a walk-off single, further highlighting their ongoing struggles in close extra-inning contests. The White Sox lost that game 4-3, and their leadoff hitter went 0 for 5 as Mike Tauchman could not get on base. Tauchman took their DH spot against Seattle, as the 34-year-old is in his first season with the White Sox after making the short trip from playing with the Cubs. He has 8 home runs and 31 RBIs on the year with a .279 batting average. Lenyn Sosa has the best batting average out of qualified hitters on the team at .277, just beating out Tauchman, who has many fewer at-bats. Sosa bats second as their second baseman and has contributed 13 home runs and 45 RBIs, providing steady production in an otherwise inconsistent Chicago lineup. Sean Burke will make his 19th start of the season and has pitched the most innings on the team, serving as a workhorse in the rotation despite mixed results. The 25-year-old right-hander holds a 4-8 record, and the club has managed just a 1-4 mark in his last 5 outings, highlighting recent struggles to provide him with run support. He enters the game with a 4.23 ERA and an even 100 strikeouts against 50 walks, showing flashes of swing and miss stuff, but also occasional lapses in command. In his last start, Burke worked 5 innings, allowing 3 runs in a loss to the Angels. The team will look for him to pitch deeper into the game and give them a chance to snap their recent skid. This is Chicago's best chance to grab a win in this series. And the odds makers seem to agree, as the Sox are only slight underdogs here. They are sending out their top pitcher in Sean Burke, who has been the workhorse of the rotation, logging 14 more innings pitched than any other member of the team. Burke enters this matchup with a lower ERA and significantly more experience on the mound compared to his counterpart. Cantillo, on the other hand, has been used primarily as a reliever for much of the season and is still adjusting to the demands of being a full-time starter. His lack of consistency has been an issue, as he has surrendered 3 or more earned runs in 4 of his last 5 outings, struggling to command the zone and lacking overpowering stuff to keep the bases clear. That vulnerability could be exploited by a White Sox lineup eager to avoid a series sweep and take advantage of their best pitching matchup. Given Burke's durability and edge in both command and experience, Chicago has a strong opportunity to control the game early and grab a much-needed win at home. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Chicago White Sox ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Chicago Cubs versus St. Louis Cardinals. The Chicago Cubs, 66-48, 54-60 RL, 55-49-10 OU, take on the St. Louis Cardinals, 58-58, 59-57 RL, 58-52-6 OU. In the second of a 3-game divisional series on Saturday afternoon, and the Cubs are sending Colin Rea to the mound. The Cardinals will reply with Andre Pallante. The Cubs lead the season series 5-3. Colin Rea will be on the mound on Saturday. Rea was decent in his previous effort, yielding 2 runs in only 4.2 innings against the Orioles, ending in a no decision in a clash the Cubs won. The veteran has not been quite as sharp recently, squandering 11 runs in his past 3 outings. He has recorded a 4.23 ERA and a 1.32 WHIP, accompanied by an 8.5 record in 110.2 innings of work on the season. Rea has mediocre numbers against the Cardinals, issuing a 3.89 ERA, 1.42 WHIP, and a 2-3 record in 41.2 innings. The Chicago Cubs have dipped 4 games behind the Brewers atop the division and are in the first wild card spot. The good news is they play the Brewers later this month. Chicago posted a series win against the Orioles last weekend, but dropped 2 of 3 home meetings against the Reds this week. It was a demoralizing series loss in the standings. They only scored 9 runs while conceding 9 runs. The Cubs are 30-26 on the road. Pete Crow Armstrong has cooled down recently, managing a poor .279 OPS this month. The 23-year-old star has 78 RBIs on the season. Ian Happ has knocked in 3 runs in August. The 30-year-old slugger has netted 54 RBIs and a .720 OPS. Nico Horner has been a threat against the Cardinals, recording a 1.1 OPS. The veteran second baseman has 47 RBIs and a decent .720 OPS. Seiya Suzuki has generated a sharp .950 OPS this month. The veteran outfielder has 27 home runs and 84 RBIs. Chicago is averaging 5.16 runs per game, leading the big leagues. The Cubs have a 3.90 ERA, placing them 16th. Andre Pallante is expected to get the nod on Saturday evening. Pallante gave up 2 runs in 5 innings against San Diego in his recent effort and was tagged with the loss. The veteran recorded a poor 5.16 ERA in July and has generated a 4.57 ERA and a 1.32 WHIP, accompanied by a 6-8 record in 122 innings of work on the season. Pallante has managed a sharp 2.67 ERA, a 1.48 WHIP, and an 0-3 record in 27 career innings against the Cubs. The St. Louis Cardinals are hovering near the 500 mark and are 5.5 games out of a wild card spot. They have been inconsistent in the past month. The Cardinals were hit with a series loss in San Diego last week. Next, the Cardinals rebounded with 2 big wins and 3 road clashes against the Dodgers before this series. They squandered 17 runs in the series. The Cards are 32-24 at home. Wilson Contreras has issued a dazzling 1.056 OPS this month. The veteran first baseman has 16 bombs with 64 RBIs and a .794 OPS. Contreras has 0 RBIs against the Cubs this season. Brendan Donovan is slumping, registering 1 RBI in his past 10 games. The veteran second baseman posted 43 RBIs and a strong .756 OPS on the season. Alec Burleson has knocked in 2 runs in August. The 26-year-old has 57 RBIs and a .783 OPS. Nolan Arenado is having a subpar year. The veteran third baseman has managed 43 RBIs and a .660 OPS. He is out with an injury. St. Louis is scoring an average of 4.39 runs per game, ranking them 15th. The pitching staff has reported a 4.22 ERA, placing them 20th. The Chicago Cubs are in need of wins as they've slipped 4 games behind the Brewers in the division race, making every matchup down the stretch critical. Chicago has taken 4 of the 7 meetings against the Cardinals this season, showing they've had the upper hand in the rivalry so far. Meanwhile, St. Louis has been struggling to find any consistency, plagued by uneven pitching and an offense that can't seem to string together rallies. The Cardinals have managed to win only 1 of their past 6 series, a stretch that has further dimmed their postseason hopes. With both teams heading in opposite directions, the Cubs have an opportunity to capitalize and close the gap in the standings. Furthermore, Cubs pitcher Colin Rea has been steady for the most part, delivering consistent outings and conceding 2 or fewer runs in 5 of his past 7 appearances. His knack for limiting damage has helped Chicago go 5-2 in his starts. In contrast, Cardinals pitcher Andre Pallante has struggled, allowing 5+ runs in 3 of his last 5 outings. His struggles have translated into poor results for St. Louis, as the team has gone just 1-5 in his past 6 starts, often falling behind early and failing to recover. Given the contrast in recent form, the pitching edge leans heavily toward the Cubs, who have been capitalizing on opponents' mistakes and maintaining steady control. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Chicago Cubs ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Toronto Blue Jays versus Los Angeles Dodgers. The 2025 MLB betting action continues Saturday, August 9th, with the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers in the interleague showdown at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. The Toronto Blue Jays return to winning ways in style. After dropping 3 out of 4 games against the Baltimore Orioles and 2 out of 3 against the Kansas City Royals, the Blue Jays swept a 3-game road series versus the Colorado Rockies, while scoring a staggering 45 runs in the process. The Blue Jays took full advantage of the Rockies' lousy pitching staff, but they also pitched extremely well, allowing just 6 runs to Colorado. Toronto remained top of the AL East, boasting the best record in the American League. Chris Bassitt is expected to toe the slab at Dodger Stadium on Saturday night. The 36-year-old right-hander carries an 11-5 record with a 4.12 ERA and 1.31 WHIP in 23 starts and 1 relief appearance, 129 innings pitched in 2025. He was excellent last Sunday, allowing 1 earned run on 1 hit and 3 walks across 6 innings of work in a no decision against the Orioles. Bassitt is 1-3 with a 6.31 ERA and 1.79 WHIP in 5 career starts against the Dodgers. He met the Blue Crew in 2024 and gave up 7 earned runs through just 2.2 frames of work. The current Dodgers are 28 for 91 with 4 doubles, a triple, and 5 home runs against Bassitt. The Los Angeles Dodgers have struggled since the All-Star break, going 8-10 in the process, At least they've won 2 of their previous 3 series. After taking 2 out of 3 from the Cincinnati Reds and the Tampa Bay Rays, the Dodgers dropped 2 out of 3 against the St. Louis Cardinals. Across their previous 9 games, the Dodgers have scored 37 goals and yielded 29 in return. They were topping the NL West on Friday morning, just 2 games ahead of the San Diego Padres. Blake Snell is projected to get the starting call on Saturday night. The 32-year-old left-hander is 1-1 with a 3.21 ERA and 1.64 WHIP in 3 starts, 14 IP this season. He returned from a shoulder injury last Saturday and threw 5 innings of a 3-run, 5-hit ball in a 4-0 loss at the Rays. It was his first appearance in 4 months. Snell is 4-4 with a 2.55 ERA and 1.23 WHIP in 15 career starts against the Blue Jays. He met Toronto in 2024 and fired 5 scoreless innings in a no decision, allowing just 1 hit and 3 walks. The current Blue Jays are 10 for 39 with 2 doubles against Snell, though his ability to limit hard contact has consistently kept them in check. Chris Bassitt was terrific his last time out, bouncing back with a sharp performance. But his July ended on a sour note in Baltimore, where the Orioles lit him up for 6 earned runs in just 2.1 innings. That rough outing underscored some of the inconsistency he's shown against tougher lineups. The Dodgers, meanwhile, have a strong track record against Bassitt, having seen his full arsenal and found ways to square him up in previous meetings. With their deep, balanced lineup and ability to grind out at-bats, they present a difficult challenge for any starter. Given that history, I'm siding with the reigning World Series champions in this matchup, as they have both the firepower and momentum to take advantage. It won't be an easy task by any means. Blake Snell is still building up his form after a slower start to the season, and the Blue Jays have been on a tear against left-handed pitching over the last 10 days, posting an impressive .995 OPS and a 176 WRC+, numbers that rank among the best in baseball during that stretch. Their lineup has been disciplined, making pitchers work and capitalizing on mistakes. However, Snell owns a solid track record against Toronto, having limited their offense in previous meetings with a mix of sharp breaking balls and well-placed fastballs. Given his competitive nature and big game experience, I trust him to pitch well here and work deep enough to record at least 15 outs, keeping his team in position to win. Both bullpens have been shaky lately, though the Dodgers' relief corps has been showing signs of improvement and appears to be trending in the right direction. The Blue Jays' bullpen had a strong showing in the Rockies series, not allowing a single run, but that performance has been the exception rather than the norm. Over the past 10 days, they've posted an ugly 6.82 ERA and 1.45 WHIP across 31.2 innings, struggling to keep traffic off the bases and protect leads. In that same span, the Dodgers' bullpen has logged 30.1 frames, while compiling a much stronger 2.97 ERA and 1.32 WHIP, indicating more stability and reliability in high-leverage spots. If the game comes down to the late innings, Los Angeles has the clear edge. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Los Angeles Dodgers ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.